Andor, also marketed as Star Wars, Andor, is an American science fiction action television series created by Tony Gilroy for the streaming service Disney and as part of the Star Wars franchise. The show is a prequel to the Star Wars spin-off film Rogue One. The series follows thief-turned-rebel spy Cassian Andor during the 5 years leading up to the events of the film. Diego Luna reprises his role as Cassian Andor and also serves as an executive producer. The ensemble cast also includes Kyle Soller, Adria Arjona, Joplin Subtain, James McArdle, Rupert Van Sittert, Stellan Skarsgård, Fiona Shaw, Alex Ferns, Gary Beadle, Genevieve O'Reilly, Denise Goff, Faye Marsady, Vardis Thu, Elizabeth Gillow, Catherine Hunter, Alastair Mackenzie, Anton Lesser, Alex Lawther, Sewell Remy, Eben Mossbachruck, Gershwin Eustache Jnr., Stanley Townsend, Ben Miles, Andy Serkis, Duncan Powell, and Forrest Whitaker. Lucasfilm announced a series focused on Andor in November 2018, with Luna attached and Stephen Schiff hired as showrunner. Schiff was replaced by Rogue One CO writer Gilroy as creator and showrunner in April 2020. Filming began at the end of November 2020, with Gilroy unable to direct as planned due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Filming took place at Pinewood Studios in London and on location around the United Kingdom, and wrapped by September 2021. The first season of Andor premiered on Disney and on September 21, 2022, with the first 3 of its 12 episodes. The rest of the episodes will be released weekly through November 23. A second 12-episode season is in development, which will conclude the series and lead into the events of Rogue One. Premise: beginning 5 years before the events of Rogue One, the series follows an ensemble cast of characters during the time that a rebel alliance is forming in opposition to the Galactic Empire. One of these characters is Cassian Andor, a thief who becomes a revolutionary and eventually joins the rebellion. Cast and characters: Diego Luna as Cassian Andor, a thief whose planet Canary was destroyed by one of the Galactic Empire's mining projects gone wrong. The series begins with Andor as a revolution-averse cynic and explores how he becomes the most passionate person who's going to give themselves to save the galaxy in Rogue One. Gilroy had described him as a natural leader who manipulates people, adding that he is really a perfect kind of spy, warrior, killer. Antonio Vina portrays a young Andor, when he was known as Casa. Kyle Soller as Cyril Karn, a deputy inspector for Preox Morlana Authority, a corporate conglomerate in charge of a trade sector. Karn works for Primor's security services and is determined to capture Andor after he is suspected of murdering 2 Primor security employees. Soller described his character as having an extreme sense of need to impress, and fill a hole in himself. And so that really is about ascending to the top of whatever field he's in. The field he's chosen is one of restriction and complete control, and one of domination. Adria Arjona as Bix Callien, a mechanic and black market dealer who is Andor's ally. Joplin Subtain as Brasso, Andor's co-worker and friend. James McArdle as Tim Carlo, Callien's co-worker and boyfriend. Rupert Van Sittert as Chief Hein, Cyril's Primor superior. Stellan Skarsgård as Luthen Rael, Callien's dealer contact who is a part of the Rebel Alliance. He hires Cassian on his first mission as a rebel operative. Luthen poses himself publicly as an eccentric antiques dealer from Coruscant. Fiona Shaw as Marva Andor, Cassian's adoptive mother. Alex Ferns as Sergeant Linus Mosk, a Primor officer. Gary Beadle as Clem Andor, Marva's partner and Cassian's adoptive father. Cassian uses his name as an alias. Genevieve O'Reilly as Monday Mothma, a member of the Imperial Senate who tries to navigate the politics of the Empire while secretly helping found the Rebel Alliance. Denise Goff as Deidre Miro, a supervisor for the Imperial Security Bureau. Faye Marsetti as Vel Sartha, a rebel leader on the planet Aldhani. Varadas Tha as Sintakaz, a rebel on Aldhani who is the team's medic and healer. Elizabeth Dulau as Kaya Markey, Luthan's assistant at his antiques store. Catherine Hunter as Edie Karn, Cyril's mother. Alastair Mackenzie as Perrin Firtha, Mothma's husband who is also a member of the Imperial Senate. Anton Lesser as Major Partagaz, the head Imperial officer at the Imperial Security Bureau. Alex Lawther as Carries Nemuk, a rebel on Aldhani. Sewell Remy as Lieutenant Gorn, an Imperial officer on Aldhani who is secretly one of Vel's rebels. Eben Mosbachrik as Arvel Skeen, a rebel on Aldhani. Gershwin Eustache Jnr as Taraman Barkana, a rebel on Aldhani who was a former stormtrooper. Stanley Townsend as Commandant J-Hold B. Haas, Gorn's Imperial superior on Aldhani. Ben Miles as Tay Kalma, a banker who is Mothma's childhood friend whom she seeks help from. Andy Serkis as Kino Loy, a floor manager at the Imperial factory facility on the planet Narkina 5. Serkis previously portrayed Supreme Leader Snoke in the sequel trilogy. Duncan Pow as Ruzcot Melshi, a labor worker and inmate at the Imperial factory facility on Narkina 5 who will later join the Rebel Alliance alongside Andor. Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera, a veteran of the Clone Wars and the leader of a militant insurgent group, the Partisans. Additionally, Dave Chapman voices Marva Andor's droid B2EMO, Belle Swark appears as Andor's sister Carrie, Bronte Carmichael appears as Mothma's daughter Leda, and David Heyman appears as the chieftain of the Aldhani natives. Ben Bailey Smith and Robert Emps portray Imperial Security Supervisors Blevin and Lonnie Young, respectively. Malcolm Sinclair appears as Colonel Wolf Ularen, a character from various Star Wars media, who was previously portrayed by Robert Clark in A New Hope and voiced by Tom Kane in Star Wars, The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. Sam Witwer provides the uncredited voice of the shore trooper who arrests Andor on Niamos. Clemens Schick and Christopher Fairbank appear as Ham and Olaf, two prison inmates on Narkina 5. Episodes. Production. Development. Disney CEO Bob Iger announced in November 2017 that Disney and Lucasfilm were developing live-action Star Wars television series for the new streaming service Disney+. One of these series was revealed a year later to be a prequel to the film Rogue One. The series was described as a spy thriller show focused on the character Cassian Andor, with Diego Luna reprising his role from the film. Production was expected to begin in 2019 after Luna completed filming the second season of Narcos, Mexico. Jared Bush originally developed the series, writing a pilot script and series bible for the project. By the end of November 2018, Stephen Schiff was serving as showrunner and executive producer of the series. Tony Gilroy, who was credited as a CO writer on Rogue One and oversaw extensive reshoots for the film, joined the series by early 2019 when he discussed the first story details with Luna. In July 2019, Rick Famuyiwa was in early talks to direct several episodes after doing the same for the first live-action Star Wars series, The Mandalorian. Gilroy's involvement was revealed that October, when he was set to write the first episode, direct multiple episodes, and work alongside Schiff. Gilroy had officially replaced Schiff as showrunner by April 2020. 6 weeks of pre-production for the series had taken place in the United Kingdom by then, but this was halted and production on the series delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Pre-production had begun again by September ahead of a planned filming start the next month. At that time, Gilroy, who is based in New York, chose not to travel to the UK for production on the series due to the pandemic, and was therefore unable to direct the series' first episode. Instead, the UK-based Toby Haynes, who was already high on the list of potential directors for the series, was hired to direct the first 3 episodes. Gilroy would remain executive producer and showrunner. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy announced the series title, Andor, in December 2020, along with its 2022 release date. Luna was revealed to be executive producing the series, which was set to consist of 12 episodes. In February 2021, Ben Karen and Susanna White were set as additional directors. Sun Wallenberg and Michelle Rijwan also executive produced. In February 2022, star Stellan Skarsgård indicated that the series would have a second season, with filming for it beginning in late 2022. That April, cinematographer Adriano Goldman said there had originally been plans for the series to last 5 seasons, but he believed those had changed and it was now expected to last 3. At Star Wars Celebration a month later, Lucasfilm confirmed a 12-episode second season. Gilroy explained that the original 5-season plan was deemed to be physically impossible due to the series' scale, and instead they realized that they could end the series with one more season that led directly into the events of Rogue One. Writing. In addition to Gilroy and Schiff, writers for the series include Beau Willimon and Gilroy's brother Dan. Gilroy urged his writing team to put aside their personal reverence and nostalgia for Star Wars, fearing that such a reverence could change their behavior and work. Gilroy wanted the series to be accessible to all viewers, not just Star Wars fans, with the hope that those fans would be able to watch the series with their friends and family who are not interested in the rest of the franchise. Luna expressed his excitement at being able to explore the character of Andor further in the series after the bittersweet experience of making Rogue One, in which the character dies. Since Andor is a prequel to the film, Luna said it was nice to go into a story you already know the ending. Now you can the nuances and the layers. I think it's fun to do something that isn't just about getting to the end. It's about delaying that. Luna was able to suggest elements of the character's backstory that he had thought of during the filming of Rogue One, and was grateful that Gilroy made the character a refugee. He explained, "It's the journey of a migrant, which to me is everything I come from. That feeling of having to move is behind this story very profoundly." Luna felt that because of this, it was difficult to find out where he comes from, and felt that Andor wanted to find the opportunities, the freedom, the chances they don't find where they're born. The first season begins 5 years before Rogue One and tells 1 year of Andor's story when he first becomes a revolutionary. The next 4 years are then covered by the second season, which leads directly into the events of the film. Gilroy approached the 2 seasons as 2 halves of a novel and described the show beginning as a very simple, almost film noir situation for a thief. A skeevy kind of guy gets in big trouble, tries to sell something he has to save his ass. Luna said the series was about the building of a revolution, and said it was important to explore the revolutionary we can become to change things, to stop war, to make this world a livable place, which he felt was relevant to real-world issues. Gilroy stated, "This guy gave his life for the galaxy, right? I mean, he consciously, soberly, without vanity or recognition, sacrificed himself. Who does that?" He wanted to explore that idea in the first season, beginning with Andor being really revolution-averse and cynical and lost, and kind of a mess. The season shows the destruction of Andor's home world when he was a boy and is then based on Andor's adopted planet, which becomes radicalized against the Empire. Luna and Gilroy said the series was also about how the disenfranchised can stand up to effect change. CO star Fiona Shaw described Gilroy's political commentary in the scripts as a great, scurrilous on the Trumpian world, adding that our world is exploding in different places right now, people's rights are disappearing, and Andor reflects that. The Empire is taking over, and it feels like the same thing is happening in reality, too. Meanwhile, Goff has stated that her character arc in the series deals with gender politics, while Gilroy explained that we have a very, very, very deep dive into the imperial side of the story. After starting with Andor's story in the first 3 episodes, the 4th begins to expand the scope of the series to include the rest of its large ensemble cast, such as rebel leader Monday Mothma, whose path will cross with Andor's in the 2nd season. Gilroy felt Star Wars fans would see Mothma in a new light after watching the series, and added that there were key characters and events in the series that would be different or more interesting than fans previously realized. What you've been told, what's on Wikipedia, is really all wrong. Design. Luke Hull served as production designer on the series, and described it as very cinematic. Neil Scanlon provided the creature and droid effects after doing the same for all of Disney's Star Wars films, including Rogue One. He said his team was treating the series the same as they did the films, and due to Gilroy's involvement the series would fit within the same pocket of history as Rogue One with a slightly harder edge than other Star Wars projects. Scanlon added that unused creatures developed for the films could be brought back for the series, alongside newly created creatures. An outdoor city set, which CO star Adria Arjona estimated to be 3 to 5 city blocks long, was built practically for the series. Casting. Diego Luna was confirmed to be reprising his role as Cassian Andor from Rogue One with the series announcement in November 2018. In April 2019, Alan Tudyk was announced as also reprising his Rogue One role of K-2SO. A year later, Stellan Skarsgård, Kyle Soller, Genevieve O'Reilly, and Anise Goff joined the cast. O'Reilly reprises her role of Monday Mothma from Rogue One and other Star Wars media. Adria Arjona joined the cast in August 2020, and Fiona Shaw was revealed to also be appearing in December, when Tudyk was not included in an official cast list. A month later, Tudyk confirmed that he would no longer be appearing in the first season due to Gilroy's story changes, but he could appear in potential future seasons. Robert Emms was cast in a supporting role in June 2021, when Skarsgård revealed that Forrest Whitaker was reprising his role as Saw Gerrera from Rogue One. In February 2022, David Heyman confirmed that he had a role in the series after being spotted by fans during filming. The first season has over 200 named cast members and over 6,000 extras. Filming began in London, England at the end of November 2020, with the production based at Pinewood Studios. The series was filmed under the working title Pilgrim, and was the first live-action Star Wars series to not make use of the stagecraft digital background technology. This was done because the scripts were more suited to being filmed on locations and large sets, and Luna noted that taking a different filming approach for the series made it similar to Rogue One, whose filming style was distinct from other Star Wars films. Toby Haynes directed the first 3 episodes, with Ben Karen, Susanna White, and Haynes each directing another block of 3 episodes. Jonathan Freeman and Adriano Goldman served as cinematographers. The series was previously reported to begin filming in 2019, and then June 2020, but was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Both UK and US COVID-19 protocols were followed on set, including daily temperature checks and tests for COVID-19 3 times a week. Filming at Pinewood Studios was expected to end in July 2021. By late January 2021, a large village set had been built on the grounds of a former quarry in Little Marlow, Buckinghamshire, not far from Pinewood Studios, with filming expected to last there until April. Filming in April also took place at the Corryton Refinery in Corringham, Essex, and in East London at Canary Wharf, where the plaza under the bridge to the Elizabeth Line station served as the entrance to the Imperial Security Bureau on Coruscant. The walkways of the Barbican Centre were also used. Several days of filming occurred in Cleveleys on the Filda coast of Lancashire in early May, with the town's promenade and beach area dressed as an alien location, followed by another several days filming in the disused Winspit Quarry in Dorset. Second unit and location filming began for at least a week at the end of May in Black Park, a country park in Buckinghamshire near Pinewood Studios, which was also used for filming Disney's Star Wars films. By the end of May, main production on Pilgrim had moved to Glentilt in Perthshire, Scotland, and was expected to continue there until late June. Around 500 crew members travelled to Oban, Scotland, for filming at the nearby Cruachan Dam. This started by June 18, with sets built around the dam and filming also happening in its tunnels. From June 22 to 24, filming took place at Middle Peak Quarry near Wirksworth, Derbyshire. Production was expected to wrap in mid-2021, and Luna confirmed that it had finished by September 27. The second season is scheduled to begin filming in November 2022 and last until August 2023, with Gilroy anticipating a year for post-production as with the first season. Episodes will once again be filmed in blocks of 3 episodes at a time, with each block moving the story a year closer to the events of Rogue One. Gilroy stated he would not direct in the second season because of his commitments as showrunner. Music. Gilroy contacted Nicholas Britell about composing for the series in 2020, before filming began, so he could compose source music that would be played on set. Gilroy and Britell, who are neighbors in Manhattan, first met for the project in August 2020. Kennedy and Gilroy wanted the series to have a unique sound, and Britell said it would be orchestral plus with a wide range of sounds, including some that he had created. He added that the large scope of the series meant that every episode has new demands, new music, and new ideas. It's important that as the story evolves, the music should evolve too. Britell was publicly revealed to be the series composer in February 2022, and was still working on it that May when he said they had been working non-stop for months, actually years, at this point. Recording was underway by then at Air Lyndhurst Studios in London, with a full orchestra. Britell was unable to travel to London due to the pandemic, but had a team in place there that also worked with him on other television series. Marketing. A sizzle reel featuring behind-the-scenes footage of pre-production and filming was released during Disney's Investors' Day presentation in December 2020, when the series title and cast was officially announced by Kennedy. Gilroy, Luna, and O'Reilly promoted the series at Star Wars Celebration in May 2022, where they revealed the first teaser trailer. The Hollywood Reporter's Aaron Couch said it showed the gritty side of the Star Wars universe. Daniel Chin of The Ringer felt the series had a unique identity in the Star Wars franchise, with a darker tone, and said the teaser paints a picture of the formative years of the rebellion against the Empire. Ryan Scott from Slash Film felt the teaser gave the most comprehensive view at the show up to this point. He said the series could explore the morality behind the rebels, writing that while they are usually seen as heroes, there is also much gray area in there to be explored. Writing for CNET, Sean Keane felt the trailer did not give much away but gave an intriguing taste of the show's espionage tone. Luna promoted the series and debuted the official trailer on Good Morning America on August 1. Hattie Lindert from the AV Club highlighted the action scenes in the trailer, saying in addition to the epic scale and darker tone, the series also promises intense fight scenes created with limited green screen use, and also noted Gilroy's experience with action films due to his work on the Jason Bourne films. The Hollywood Reporter's James Hibbard enjoyed Andor's increased screen time in the trailer compared to the teaser, and felt the series was a welcome scenic change from the company's previous Star Wars shows. At CNN, Scotty Andrew felt it reveals a bit more about Andor's evolution from common thief to galactic martyr. Luna and Kennedy promoted the series at the 2022 D23 Expo, with CNET's Keane writing the trailer paints a pretty grim setup for revolutionary fighter Cassian Andor and his pals, as fighting the Empire and row upon row of stormtroopers looks like a one-way ticket to death. Meanwhile, Collider's Rachel Leishman felt the trailer gives us a bit more of a look at where the rebellion is and who is fighting back against the Empire, and was excited for the portrayal of the Empire in the series, writing, seeing these little missions and the feelings that the rebels have towards the Empire feels so perfectly aligned with what we know about Cassian that this trailer really just has us excited for what is to come with the series. Release. Andor premiered on Disney and on September 21, 2022, with the first 3 episodes being released. The rest of the 12-episode first season is being released weekly, until November 23, 2022. The series previously was expected to debut in 2021, before production was delayed by the COVID-19 pandemic. It was originally set to premiere on August 31 with 2 episodes. The second and final season will also consist of 12 episodes, with Gilroy expecting it to release in late 2024. Reception.